guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've never filmed in my bedroom before, but I thought because this is quite a relaxed, chilled video and it's going to be me answering you guys' questions and giving you guys advice, I thought I would do it in a more kind of like relaxed background. So give this video a thumbs up already if you're like enjoying the background change. But yes, as you can tell by the title and by what I just said, today's video is a question and answer. I haven't done one of these in so long, and I wanted to do it a little bit different. I wanted it to be more me giving you like advice. This is such a stressful time of year with like exams and all that kind of stuff going on, so I wanted to give you guys the chance to literally ask me anything, any issues that you're having or whatever, and I try the best I can to answer them. Obviously, just because I'm offering my advice doesn't mean I think it's like the answer, the only way, the only advice. I've been told I'm quite good at giving advice, so I'm here to give you some advice, okay? So I asked you guys to tweet me in your questions, so I'm gonna go through them now. Some of them I got quite a few times over, so I just kind of picked the first one that I saw of that kind. So to kick things off, Emily Rose says, even though I've tried every single trick and hack to keep my makeup on all day, it never does. What are your best tips? Love you. Love you too. My best tips would probably be get a primer that is suitable for my skin. If you have kind of oily skin, definitely get more of like a smoothing one, or anything that's got like a high amount of glycerin in. I think it's glycerin. The thing that kind of is really tacky, so anything that you put on top that sticks to it. So the Nivea Post Shave Balm is really good for that. Then I would 100% make sure that I'm wearing a long wearing foundation, which probably would be more of a matte finish foundation. And then I would literally set everything with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, finish it off with a setting spray. Done. Like, they're the kind of my tips to make your makeup last. I did do a video on that, so I'll probably insert like a card here or something. But yeah, it was basically like a date night, make your makeup last routine type thing, so check that one out. So Aoife says, what got you into makeup and doing YouTube? And I'm guessing that means in terms of if you want to start one. So I got into it because I don't know, I used to collect magazines and collect all the little makeup bits that came with it. I've always had a passion for makeup and just the whole kind of transformation, the whole art process, the whole just making yourself look and feel better. I've always loved that. And then YouTube, I don't know, I used to just get asked a lot of questions on how I did my makeup and stuff, and I just thought, oh, you know, like I really enjoy editing. Like I did photography at school where we used iMovie a lot, and I really loved creating films. And I just thought, well, if people want to like see how I do it, or like are asking me how I do it, then they might want to watch how I do it. So I just started kind of creating makeup tutorials, and I used to watch them myself all the time, and it looked like so much fun, and it is. And so yeah, I think just having a passion behind the whole makeup artistry, and then passion behind filming and photography and just kind of capturing art, if you will. I really like it, and it just kind of put two and two together. Amy says that she made another account for this, but advice on losing your virginity and sex in general. 100% wait till you're ready. There is nothing worse than looking back thinking, I really regret who I slept with first, because it is quite a big deal for some people. So always make sure that you're ready for it and that it's with someone that you're comfortable with, because there's so much that can go wrong that if it was with a complete stranger, that would just be such an awful experience. Like, they don't really know you, so they don't really care if they're going to embarrass you or anything like that. So yeah, 100% make sure that it's with someone that you're comfortable with as well. Advice on sex in general, just have a good time, have some fun, go crazy, and be safe. Kyra says, is it bad to cut off a friendship which is draining or pulls you down, but the other person needs you and is struggling? That's a good question. I personally don't think so. I think your life is so important, and to look back and feel like you've wasted a lot of time on someone, or to look back and think that person was causing such a negative energy in your life, it is so important to surround yourself with positive, uplifting and supportive people, because otherwise you'll never be able to grow yourself if you've got someone constantly dragging you down. There's a difference between being there for someone and then just completely cutting them off for no reason. You can still be there for someone if they're in like a low point, but still be focusing on yourself. But if that person's really draining you, maybe if you haven't, speak to them about it and just say, ask them like what it is that's wrong, why are they feeling like this, and just kind of give them the advice for them to sort it out themselves. They can't depend on you forever, and that's not fair for them to like expect you to do that. So I would 100% say it's not bad to cut off a friendship if it's straight, like if it's having a negative impact on your life, because that's not fair. If they're affecting your life because of their issues, that's not fair. But if, depending on how serious it is, if they really, really need you, like I said, just maybe just be there for them in a way that allows them to support themselves. Like just allow them the opportunity to maybe vent to you like one time, give them the advice, and it's up to them to kind of improve themselves. They can't rely on you. Georgia says, what do you do if all your friends are out having fun, but for some reason you can't go and you feel left out? Love you. Love you too. You can't always attend everything in life. There'll be other things to do with everyone. But if you're feeling left out, then just, if you can't go, you can't go. That's not your fault. They should be able to understand that. Invite you to the next thing. And if they stop inviting you to things, you might have to realize if it's you that's constantly saying that you can't go, you can't go, you can't go, you need to put in the time to say when you are free, if you do want to see them, because there will, like, people, it's a shame, people do like give up if you're constantly like no, 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 but it's not your fault. You just will grow apart, and that's what it is. I mean, if your time is elsewhere, then it's elsewhere. But if you're feeling like, and if you can't go because, I don't know, you're not being allowed to go or something, and maybe speak to the person that's not letting you go and just be like, I'm feeling really low about the situation. I feel like I'm not seeing my friends. I feel like I'm losing my friends. It's making me feel very low. So let me go type thing. But it almost depends on like why you can't go. If you can't go because you're busy, then that you need to focus on what's important. If your friends are just kind of out having fun, but you're actually at home like doing work is way more important. Fun, you can have fun whenever you want. What the work that you're doing is obviously taking up a lot of your time for something important, so that's obviously your main focus. Maybe just arrange your time in a way that would allow you to have time to see your friends, maybe just doing something else with them. Victoria says, I always suck talking to a guy that I like. How can I get better at talking to him? I am actually quite bad at this. I used to be really just awful at talking to anyone, and what I find is I'm so terrified of like an awkward silence or it just being awkward that I actually don't shut up. I just start flapping and rambling, and I'll start talking about anything, and some people think that's good. Some people are just like, what? Like, slow down. But a tip that someone gave me once is kind of like think about topics to talk about before you meet someone, so then you don't run out of conversation. And most of the times it's always like a paranoia that there isn't going to be anything to talk about, and then when you meet and you do talk, the conversation honestly just flows. There's always something to talk about. If you really think that you're going to struggle, just think of like 5 topics that you could talk about, like, I don't know, their family, their friends, what they got up to at the weekend, what are they doing this weekend, and like those kind of like topics can always like lead off into different directions, so hopefully you can continue to talk and be confident about it. Florentia, I think that's how you say it, says, my skin is normal to oily and I haven't found a product to control the oil. Do you know any good products? With oily skin, I feel like when it comes to skincare, everyone's obsessed with like anything that's going to be mattifying, and I totally get that when it comes to makeup, but actually with skincare, I find with oily skin, you want something that's going to disperse the oils around and not block them, because if you're using skincare that's going to kind of block the oils, they just get trapped and almost come back worse. So I think there was a primer from MAC called MAC Radiance, is it the Radiant Skin Finish or something, Radiance Primer, something like that, and there's a yellow and a pink one, and that one's got some oil control in it. I think that when you're applying as a primer, it actually works with the skin, works with the oils in your skin, and disperses the oils kind of evenly around your face. And yeah, so that kind of like works with your skin type rather than kind of preventing it and blocking it. And also, I can't stress enough, like loose powders like the Laura Mercier translucent one literally like suck up the oil, and I find that they last. Even when I'm like sweating, I feel like the areas that I've literally baked with that powder don't sweat and don't move. So it's kind of an expensive powder, but it is so worth it, trust me. Hannah says, being single has never been an issue for me. I enjoy being with my friends, but since my friends are in relationships, I'm lost. Oh my god, I so get this. I've never had a serious relationship ever. Like nothing over a year, nothing really over a good few months. Like I've just never been interested in a relationship, and I really don't know why. I feel like a lot of my friends have always remained single, and I've always hung out with them too, so I totally get where you're coming from. But now they're all getting into relationships, that doesn't necessarily mean you should either. If it's just company that you're after, like that you were getting from your friends and you don't want a boyfriend, maybe take up a hobby or something, occupy your time while they're seeing their boyfriends to do something else. But definitely make sure that they're still spending time with you, because nothing is worse than when your friends ditch you for their boyfriends or anything like that. So they need to make sure that they're not doing that, but then you obviously need to make sure that you're not making them feel bad for spending time with that person, because they're obviously wanting to be in a relationship and wanting to be with that person. So if you're still not looking for a relationship, don't feel like you have to just because your friends are. Just find another way to like occupy your time, whether it's spend more time with your family or yeah, take up a hobby or something. Sam says, what advice would you give those struggling with confidence issues? I feel like I'm only kind of just dealing with my confidence issues, especially with like when it comes to body and appearance and stuff like that. I think you just need to think to yourself, because for me it will be like body issues, and I have to think to myself, how much do I want this? How much is this upsetting me? How much is this affecting my life? And if it's a lot, like if I'm thinking about it all the time, then for me that's enough motivation to like do something about it. Like if it's constantly on my mind, I want to do something about it, otherwise it's just going to be like making me feel worse. If you just mean confidence like in general, just like your personality, you find you're quite shy, you don't really know what to talk about and stuff, that's not necessarily a problem, unless again it's like affecting your everyday life in the sense that you feel like you literally can't talk to anyone. At school you've not made any friends and stuff, then maybe, I don't know, it's quite hard to tell someone to just like be confident, because if you're not, then you're not. But I think you just need to learn to like love the little things about yourself. Like some people will love the fact that you're shy and quirky, and you just need to be around the right people that bring out a more confident side in you. So you probably need to find someone that actually won't shut up talking. Think about who you're hanging out with and find the right people that bring out a confidence in you, because there are people that will be able to do that, whether it's because they're making you laugh and you can't help but laugh, or if they're non-stop talking and then that gives you the chance to kind of talk and conversate because they've got so much to say. It will bring out a better side in you, I promise. And also just learning to love yourself, but just taking action is the only way to make things better. To constantly just keep pushing it down and pretending like it's not a problem will just make it worse. I don't know what this person's name is because it's just a lot of love hearts. But what advice do you have for staying calm throughout exams? 100% just make sure you are giving yourself a break. Telling yourself that you've got to revise for like 6 hours straight and then you can have a break is ridiculous, and personally I find it's not as effective as, say, revising for an hour, making something to eat, coming back down, revising for another hour, then just like sitting back and relax, revising for an hour, I feel for me that was a more effective way. Make sure you're also giving yourself plenty of time. How shit is it walking into an exam being like, oh my god, I've not revised, have you? And someone's been like, well yeah, I started like 6 months ago, and you're just like, fuck, I started last week. It's just like you kept putting it off, and as much as you want to keep putting it off, you'll thank yourself so much later for starting earlier. So just make sure you're giving yourself enough time, make sure you're giving yourself enough rest, make sure you're drinking plenty of water and eating bananas. My dad used to tell me that they were really good brain food. Lucy says, I'm really struggling to make new friends and reconnect with old ones. Any advice to make it easier? Love you. Love you too. Making new friends. I haven't made like a new friend in like a long time, but I just find just randomly just bringing, I don't know, if you're in like a group, just maybe a compliment or something, or randomly talking about something that it looks like they might be interested in. I don't know, if they've got I don't know, like a really nice earrings on, maybe be like, oh my god, I love your earrings. I follow this Instagram page that does this really nice jewelry, I think you'd really like it, like just look, and then you'll probably get on to talking about something else. Do you know what I mean? Just compliments always lead to, like, no one can be angry at you for complimenting them, and that's just a way to let someone know that you're interested and that you want to like talk. But in terms of reconnecting with old ones, I feel like it depends like how, like why they're an old friend, you know? Like if it was because they were mean or like you fell out over something, then maybe just be like, hey, I feel like a lot of time's passed and I just wanted to see how you were, how things are, like what you're up to these days. I feel like reaching out, like no one can really, again, be angry at you for reaching out, and if they are, then that's their problem and that's not really a friend that you want back anyways. Brooke says, I would love any tips on growing on YouTube and Instagram as a beauty account. Love you. Everyone is so full of love today. Love you too. Personally, right now, I feel like growing on Instagram is a lot easier. Everything is about Instagram at the moment, whether it's Instagram videos or just like pictures in general. Just make sure that you're using the right hashtags. If you're using, say, like an Urban Decay foundation and it's brand new and you're just kind of hashtagging Urban Decay, sometimes if you actually go onto their page, they have a specific hashtag for a specific product. So it might be like UD all-nighter foundation type thing, and that's what they'll be tracking for like that product. So just make sure that you're using the right hashtags, because you don't want to pointlessly hashtag, because then you're just wasting your time and you're like clogging up your own feed with pointless stuff. So just make sure you're using the right hashtag, you're tagging the right people. It's like investing in the right things as well. Brands will be constantly promoting their newest stuff as well as like their cult favorites, but if they've just come out with a new release, that's probably what they're going to be looking at right now. So maybe just making sure you're using current products and things that are in trend and just making yourself stand out. That's going to make a brand repost you. I guarantee you your work doesn't go unnoticed. Yes, you may not get a like. Yes, they may not follow you. Yes, they may not do anything to show you that they've seen that picture, but they probably have. They're seeing your name. Just keep going. Honestly, on Instagram, everyone is about reposting at the moment. So just honestly keep trying. Make sure you're getting the best like that you can. And it's like the best picture that you can. Don't put up half-hearted work if you're not even happy with it, because then the brand's probably not gonna want to repost that either. But in terms of YouTube, I feel like YouTube is so hard at the moment in the sense that so much is going wrong. Like all these issues with like ads and the whole blocking like restriction thing. Like YouTube's just a weird platform at the moment. But just create videos that you love to do, and maybe again that are relevant, that people are searching for, that people want to see as well as that you want to do. People can tell if you're producing content that you don't like. I always say this, like you just have to be genuine throughout and just be different. Like there's so many people trying to do the same thing. What is going to make me want to watch you more than someone else? You know what I mean? Be yourself and do something different that will make you stand out, and followers, likes and views and stuff will come at their own time and their own pace. And it's so annoying that you can't tell someone how fast their race is going to be, like how long things are going to take, but you just have to keep going, and if you're passionate enough, it'll get recognized, I promise. Someone said advice, moving on advice. Like I said earlier, I haven't had a long-term relationship, so I haven't really had much to move on from, and I'm actually the worst at moving on. I'm very like, come back. But I'm quite good at ignoring feelings, which is good and bad. So with moving on, again, I think you just have to distract yourself, find something that's going to occupy your time, surround yourself with really uplifting and supporting people that understand your situation, that want to be there for you and want to hang out with you, so they're distracting you from it as well. And just try and put yourself out there, but only when you're ready. Don't force anything, and just honestly keep smiling. Just maybe block them from stuff that you would normally see them on, because if you don't see them and you're not constantly talking to them and stuff, they will eventually become out of mind, because out of sight, out of mind type thing. So just don't be checking on them. I know that's what you really want to do and you want to know what they're doing, but if you're really serious about moving on, just block them. Not necessarily as like a mean way, but just part of the moving on process, and distract yourself with something else. Alana says, I've just split up with my ex after a year and a half. How do I get over them? Because it's so hard. Again, I feel like that's the same with the moving on thing. I can imagine it's awful when you're so dependent on someone for such a long period of time and then suddenly they're just not there anymore. So again, just surrounding yourself with your friends and your family, people that are going to make you feel better, people that aren't going to leave you or anything like that, and just take up a new hobby. Just block them out. Like, you don't need to be constantly reminded of them. That's really not going to help. So just block them out, find something new, and yeah, basically what he said about the whole moving on thing. But I can imagine it's really hard, and I'm sorry, girl, but you can be a strong, independent woman now. Amy says, best way not to compare yourself to others. I'm bad at this and ended up feeling shit and depressed about myself and have no confidence. Haven't we all been there? Christ, you just have to remember that you are your own person. You were so unique. You weren't put on this planet to be exactly the same as someone else, because we were all the same. What would be the point? You must have so many amazing, unique qualities for yourself that the people that you compare yourself to probably die to have. Like, if you're meaning like celebrities and stuff like that, there is so much about them that you don't know. So to aspire to be like someone that you don't know is actually just weird if you kind of think about it. I know maybe like appearance-wise and stuff, but there's things you can do about that, like inspired makeup looks and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to be as drastic as like change your full-on face to do that. But no, I think just learn to accept you are only ever going to be this person that you are. Like, it's what a waste of time to waste your life just wanting to be someone else. Like, someone is probably dying to be you, and like to see you wanting to be someone else probably like upsets them. Do you know what I mean? Just accept who you are, love who you are, make the most of who you are. Instead of comparing and think, I want to be that, just think, be inspired by them and do your own twist on whatever they're doing. Just make it personal to you. Good cardio or ab workouts and any general tips for weight loss and staying motivated. I feel like I'm in that stage at the moment. I'm trying so hard to like exercise all the time and eat well, and I feel like I have lost a little bit of weight. I don't know personally, I got told that I did, but you know, you can like never see it in yourself. But I think it's because, this sounds really weird, my flat is really hot and my appetite has just gone, so I'm not really eating as much as I used to. I'm living on my own, I'm buying my own food, and I'm only really buying what I need, and if it's not there to eat, then I can't be asked to go out and get it. So I make sure I'm only buying healthy stuff, which is a bit shit for my friends because they come around and they're like, what can I eat? Diet is a massive part of weight loss. So maybe if you're finding if it's your diet that's letting you down, speak to your mum and dad and just be like, look, I'm really wanting to lose weight, and the food that you're buying or whatever is just obviously, it's not good food. So I was wondering if I could write down a few things that I would like to eat that you could please buy, and like in terms of meals and stuff. I used to do that when I was at home. I used to just ask my mum, like, please could you get some rice, can you get some chicken, can you get some like carrots and hummus and stuff, like just snacks that actually are really yum but they're healthy at the same time. So yeah, diet is a massive part, and drinking a lot of water will help you as well. But in terms of cardio and ab exercises, I just kind of look on Google for them or YouTube. There's a really good fitness account on YouTube for like 15-minute workouts at home, which is so great. I can't remember the name of it, but I used to do them all the time. And just finding a workout that you find fun. My camera just stopped recording, which was annoying, but yeah, so in terms of them working out, just find something that's fun for you to do. In terms of cardio, I like to walk for 5 minutes, run, well, I say run for 10 minutes, I sprint for 30 seconds, walk for a minute, sprint for 30 seconds, walk for a minute, and like kind of do that for 10 minutes and then walk for 5 minutes at the end. That's just, I find it easier because I find consistently running for a long time is what puts me off doing it. It's just not fun for me. There's loads of different ways of doing cardio, like swimming, especially with the warmer weather. Swimming's really fun. Going for a walk, going for a run in the sun, going on bike rides. There's loads of things you can do in terms of cardio. And then yeah, I just kind of Google ab workouts and just do whatever I think like is doable. But yes, that was my Q&A finished. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you'd like to see more of these. They can be kind of based on specific subjects, so let me know in the comments down below. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and if I answered your question, then let me know in the comments down below. Or if you guys have any advice for any of the questions that I answered that you think is like better or more descriptive than me, then definitely help a sister out in the comments down below. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!